album, the shelf was music I do. They come for me and place a heavy price upon my head. They say I've lived a life of waste and shame. They say they'll see me once again when I am gone and dead. At night I hear them whispering my name. They promise me more agony than any man should feel. The blood upon my hand shall be my...
Below average talent, above average music. The Asylum Mornings on Hellfire Radio.
Houses here are way out of our price range. When the business is good, we're gonna have the greatest house. It's beautiful.
This is an amazing house. You are going to love it.
Holy, this is the deal of a lifetime. So, what's the catch?
There was a crime, a murder.
In the house?
Several people, a family.
Claims he heard voices coming from within the house.
Well, houses don't kill people. To a perfect house, and to a perfect family.
Who are you talking to?
The girl who lives in my closet.
And what's her name?
Jody.
What's the matter?
Just seeing things, I guess. You should come back to bed.
I can't sleep. This is my mind.
There was a family lived here some time ago. They had a similar problem.
I'm living in their house. We need to get out of here. Just pack up and go.
Everything we have is in this house.
It's okay, Mommy. Jody won't hurt you. But the man who lives here, she says he's bad.
Hey, everybody, welcome to Sundaze with a little bit of echo. Episode 25. Tonight we have Nikki Misery coming on around 8:15 to join us, and we're going to chat with him about what's going on in the world of New Year's Day. Up right now, you see our Demon of the Month, Amy Young from Amy Young Photography. Check her out, amyyoungphotography.com. All of her social sites are on hellentertainment.com, and we are streaming live right now on Hellfire Radio's Facebook. You can join us there. So let's get down to it. What's up, Christina?
Heyo.
What's going on? How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Oh, just
I do miss my seat. I'm sorry, but hold on. Gotta go this way. I do miss that seat from last night.
So you noticed that we did play the Amityville Horror trailer from 2005, the remake, Ryan Reynolds. We're doing a little thing now with Halloween season. Christine, I'll let you chime in on that before we get to what we're doing with Amityville Horror.
Sweet. So last week we came up with the idea of getting into the Halloween season because, yes, COVID sucks. We want everybody to share their favorite horror movies, coming from classics to indie to anything new even, although some of the new stuff I'm not a super fan of, but that's where I want you to offer us, be like, hey, this one's a good one. Take a peek, watch. So we will watch it. We'll pull a name from a little pumpkin that I have of the horror movie you guys share, and we'll take a peek at it throughout one day that week. And then today is the day that we go over the movie we picked. So on Wednesday, I picked out the 2005 Amityville Horror remake.
Yeah. Such a good movie.
It was actually, we had a tally. We had a tally of jump scares, and I lost.
Yeah, we were sitting here
It's
tallying.
got good. It's got good like spook factor, definitely.
Oh, absolutely.
I find the difference between the original and this one is there's more of like they showed a lot more of like the what I'm talking about, like
they showed more on the remake.
Effects, like special effects part.
Yeah, they showed more on the remake. I thought Ryan Reynolds did a great job.
Yes, love him. He's great. Everyone's like, oh, the funny guy, but he's like a serious actor. Like he's great.
Yeah, and then when they're going through and they're looking at the price range for the houses, the Lutz family originally they had purchased that house for about $80,000 originally, and they were out 28 days later, and then I think it was 2017 we looked up, Christina, that the new owners bought it for about $600,000.
Damn.
Yeah, I think it was only about like 200, even under asking price. So I was like, I kind of want to reach out to that family and be like, hey, like, I'm interested. Like, you know how The Conjuring, they're like, hey, we'll let people stay at this house.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what's going on with the Amityville house still. But Diggs is like, no, because then our stream, if we do something on this, we're all going to get haunted. Like, I'm sorry. But I came up some interesting facts of that movie. It was filmed in a 1800s house. It was filmed at about 5 different locations, but the house that they filmed at for that location, they dumped $60K into to make that house look like the actual one from the 1974 actual murder or setting.
Right.
They dumped $60K into the house that they found to use for it.
I'm curious as to why they didn't just use the original house.
Well, I know they couldn't use the original house number in the remake due to legality purposes. Because if you notice, the house number in the remake was 412.
All right.
And the original number, I believe, was 112.
112, but that's all we'll say. We won't say the name of the road unless you're a huge fan.
And it is based on a true story.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
100% real story out on Long Island. Scare factor. What do you think a scare factor is on that on 1 to 10? I know you jumped 3 times. I jumped twice.
Yeah, that's what I have for the tallies up here. I don't know. I think scare factor, if you haven't seen it before, it will get you. But if it's your second time going and taking a peek at it, it will get you here and there. But it was more of looking into the aspect of it. And if you looked at the way we did with like the history of it and with the old one, it won't get you as much. And you're kind of questioning, why was this character killed this way or shown this way? But It was good. Taking a peek at it, it was good again. So
I don't know if I would rate it on a scare factor because it's more of like a thriller, like a mind, like
a mind fuck.
Kinda, just because. All right, so when you watch the movie and it was dark and you're laying in your bed, like, weren't you kind of thinking of that shit? Like,
I slept with lights on last night.
All right, so there's my point. Like, it's like it's more of like
I wake up at 3:15. I'm calling you, and I didn't get my call at 3:15, so we're good because 3:15 is when everything took place. But.
Yeah, it's more of like a mind.
It's more of a mind trip, and then like Christina just said,
factor.
3:15 is when all the murders took place. When,
right, the demon took over.
When he was possessed, and heard the voices. And we're sitting there watching the movie last night, and she wants to leave, and she's outside, and just leave. You're already outside. Get in the truck and leave.
What's weird, what I don't like about that is how fast everything moved. Like they moved into day 1, and then it was like boom, day 15, and it's like, how did you not realize like the emotional aspect or the physical aspect of what Ryan Reynolds was portraying? Like, how did you not catch that? Like, bitch, come on.
Well, yeah, his total persona changed. Like when they went out to dinner, he was back to his old loving, family oriented self, and then as soon as they hit that property,
it was different.
He's like, what the hell's wrong with you? Why are you so stupid?
Right.
Like, no.
Yeah, I don't know. It's good. It's a good one.
we definitely want more. You guys to put it out there. Give us some more ideas, some more movies, B-roll, B-films, not just the mainstream horror movies. Give us them all. It's spooky season. And we're frozen again.
We are frozen, but that's okay. We're going to keep rocking it.
We're going to keep doing what we do.
Hello, everyone, saying hello. Yes, we have Nikki Misery tonight for New Year's Day.
And please
stay tuned.
Make sure you please get out there and share this show. Share it all to your groups. Share it out to your pages. You can also check out Hellfire Radio on the Live 365 app, hellfireradio.com, and Hellfire Radio Facebook.
Yay, all that fun stuff.
And we are off.
Oh, we're kind of...
We are having some...
Maybe it's because we used the house behind us.
Or maybe it's because we watched it.
I don't know.
It's because we watched Amityville Horror.
It's the evil eyes that's happening right there above you guys. It's the evil eyes of the house.
It's kind of strange, but what can you do?
All right, well, we're going to bring Nikki in. We're going to talk to him. Hopefully our technology doesn't decide to...
We got this tonight.
Loosen up. So we're going to bring Nikki in and see what happens. Well, here we go.
Hey, dude.
Hey, Nikki.
Nikki, your mic is muted. Your mic is muted.
You're muted.
What's up, man? How are you?
I'm awesome, man. I'm just, living dreams, I guess, in beautiful Southern California.
Oh, lucky. Nice and sunshiny and warm out there.
I mean, like, it's nice. Like, weather's nice. It's weird to go outside still, but, I'm sure that's most places.
Right.
Oh,
very strange.
No, absolutely. We apologize. It's frozen. We are all kinds of technical difficulties with our technology tonight.
I don't know what's going on with that.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to step outside. Maybe
there we go.
I know, like, my house is kind of like a black hole of reception.
No, yours is fine on my end. That's the weird
it's
thing.
Just us tonight.
I think it's okay. There we go. Hey,
I'll stay with the background then.
I'm going to kill that music so we can. There we go. Hey, we're all moving now. All right, we're good. Sorry about that. Nikki, thank you for sticking with us. I know we had some technical issues last time you tried to come on, and we've been trying to coordinate again. So thank you for coming back on and chatting with us.
Absolutely. Thanks for wanting me back. I felt so bad. I was like, I don't know what to do. Like, it's just crackling at me. It's like my phone's like yelling at me every time you guys talk. I'm like,
if you want to hop out and jump and hop back in, it might be the phone signal.
All right, I'm gonna try that.
Hey,
it's live stuff. It happens.
Should have to do like a shot every time this happens. Like, somebody needs to decide what we do every week if like a technical difficulty happens. Shot.
We'd be drunk by now.
I know. We would definitely be drunk tonight. But that's okay.
But no, you guys are definitely better. Not super pixely, and you guys are moving normal. So
yeah, it's a Sunday. We shouldn't have watched Amityville Horror.
Totally fucked with us.
I blame that. Right. We're always waiting for Nikki to come back in. So
make sure if you're watching and you have any questions, let's go. Let's go.
Nope, muted again. Hold on.
You're muted. You're muted.
Okay, now we're back.
There we go.
Now we're back. We've had 2 dramatic intros by Nikki, and we couldn't hear them.
Yes. It's okay. The motion made up for it.
Excellent. So what you got, Ash?
All right. So obviously everything going on in the world is on pause. Being a musician, being us owning a publication, being photographers, promoters, it's very hard. What have you been doing, and what has like New Year's Day been doing to keep in the loop, keep busy? Are you guys writing? What's going on?
We actually just started writing and working with Mitch Marlowe and Scott Exes again for working on new songs, but barely that's only been happening within like the last week. Other than that, man, I've been pretty much just having another vacation for the past like 7 months. Like, I've been going to Mexico a bunch, hang out with friends there, go to Denver. I try to travel as much as possible. I figured like this is my actual time where I don't have to go to work and I don't have to do anything. I'm like, let me just go wild.
Yeah, you should.
Under the best circumstances, but
You can make the best of it,
exactly.
you know?
Good for you.
Exactly.
You got the time off, so might as well go with it and enjoy it.
Like, you know, I was thinking about like looking for a job, and then I thought about a million other things that sounded cooler. Like one was nothing, two was anything else. So well, that worked.
Right.
Absolutely. So, Nikki, you graduated from the Musicians Institute, correct? So is playing guitar what you went to school for? Was there another reason why you went to the Musicians Institute?
It was actually in this weird crossroads in my life. Like, I think I was like in my young 20s. Like, I dropped out of college in the first place because like I didn't know what to do with my life. And music was the only thing that ever kept me going, that like, you know, ignited some kind of life in me. So I remember I was dating this girl, and then like her parents thought I was like this big loser and stuff like that. Because I was just working at a restaurant, just partying, just this wild looking person with nothing going else. And like it kind of hit me one day. I was like, you know what, dude, fuck that. I'm going back to school. I'm gonna go to a school like I want to go to. And I found MI. And honestly, like going to that school completely changed my life. It was like, you know, not only just like learning and be able to network with people and be friends, you know, but just like that sort of discipline that MI teaches you, that when you practice on your own and you're playing on your own, that you wouldn't think to have in the first place. And then also all these connections and all these cool, super rad teachers would come in and teach these lessons. Like I remember I was playing a Fender John 5 Telecaster that I had because he was like my favorite guitar player at the time. And he came in and taught a clinic there. And I'm just sitting there like, these are like my wildest dreams. And this is just school. Like this like third period for me.
That's so sick.
And I can't remember his name, but I almost had this one private teacher, but then he left to go play in Megadeth. So, I mean, like, if that's the kind of school like I'm at, I'm like, this is fucking awesome. And like, after that, it was like maybe a week after that, I joined one band. I started Stitched Apart after that, and then I joined New Year's Day. So MI's done some rad things.
That's awesome, man. Congratulations. Such a cool way to go through school.
Yeah,
and
great road.
It's like not even school. You're going there.
Tell people I'm like you can do it. Like honestly, there's no time limit. Don't worry about however old you think you are. Like just if this is your dream, this is your hope, fuck it all, do it.
So is that where your music career had started, or were you in bands before?
I was in bands before, but I mean, like I wouldn't really say like we made a dent. Yeah, we got like kicked and banned from places, but you know, like that was still fun. But to be able to like tour and be taken seriously and professionally was like a different thing, you know. It's so funny. The first time I think when we toured with Hailstorm, they showed us like so much respect. I didn't even know what to do. You know, I was like, is this like, am I really just this troll that just passed by? You know, but
what you got, Christina? I know you're loaded with questions.
I do. I've had them like ready. I'm like, oh, I'm so excited. Before MI, did you have a plan or like a plan A before plan B, or was it plan B like before MI going to this and then you went?
No. Actually, before MI, like I had no plans in life. It would be hard for me to think past the day, and like MI just brought that. And I'm, you know, I just did a Instagram live with him like a couple weeks ago, and like all I could do was be like, dude, this school like honestly changed my life. It was so much fun. It was the coolest thing. But yeah, like I never had any other plans, and I always try not to have like a plan B at all, just so like I'm fully focused on what I want. There's no other distractions. I don't want to have like a safety net, you know. If that's the way the life goes and I just fall and break my back, I mean, that's it.
Oh, that's cool. So do you have like even like current students reaching out to you being like help me through this, like is this the right spot?
Yeah, absolutely. I've been doing like guitar lessons online for like the past 3 or 4 years. Like pretty much once New Year's Day started coming up and like people actually knew who I was, you know, and then they found out I was an MI grad. So I keep a pretty relative. Now it's getting slimmer and slimmer, and I understand, you know, there's a lot more things to spend your money on. But yeah, like I've had students like the same ones for the past couple of years, which is still really cool. Seeing like progress, and like some of them are going to they were going to music school last time I talked to them, and so that was pretty rad.
Oh,
it's like cool. You know, sprinkling rock star seeds, and hopefully they grow.
That's very rad. That's great.
Awesome.
Then hopefully in a couple of years from now, when they're rocking out or even opening on stage for you guys, you'll be like, hey,
Yeah, right. Or I might be the bartender. Who knows? You know, it's a great story.
True.
I'll give them shouts.
So Skeletons was the latest song you guys have dropped.
Yeah.
So is there an album behind that song already done? I know you said you were writing, but not sure if that was just a single on the fly or
actually on the last album that we released. Geez, I can't remember what it was called. But the last album we had. So yeah, it was on that one. That was like the latest music video we did, which only features Ash. It doesn't feature any of us. But when we get to announce in a couple days that we're doing like this behind the scenes thing, and I wasn't supposed to say anything to anybody.
Oh, we got the exclusive.
Yeah.
We got the.
So, is it because of COVID when you guys did the Skeletons video? Was it because of COVID it was just featuring Ash, or you guys just kind of decided that's the direction you wanted to take? Something different approach?
I had much of a choice on that one, but you know, most
fair enough.
Fans in other states, and you know, like it was before tour, so we were working, and they were like, "Hey, we have to do this music video." And I don't know, it's kind of a drag when like you have to do something after you spend so much time making like this epic cinema kind of video, and then you do like a little pooty one. But it's a rad song. We'll go with that.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. So when I was looking up some of your things today, Nikki, I noticed staymiserable.com.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So shed a little light on that, because I think I didn't see that before, but when we started talking to you beforehand, whether I missed it or it's possible because it happens, but
it may not even been live yet. But yeah, so once like the whole COVID thing happened, you know, we're quarantined at home. I was like, I don't know what to do with my life. You know, like those first couple of weeks were pretty like stir crazy. And I want to do like, you know, I'm watching everybody do all these live streams and stuff like that. I'm like, I want to do everything. So I started this clothing line, and I was having this Instagram live for a bit, and I wanted to kind of like, you know, keep them related and keep it in this big like Stay Miserable family. But we've been putting this out, and I've been, you know, I have a couple like of like my face things, but I really want to like go more into like, I guess, a lifestyle where it's not really just trying to sell my face on something. I'm just having a little bit more like 70s rock and roll aspect to it, which is something that like I've grew up on. And I don't know, like all the goth stuff is cool, but let's bring back some rock and roll.
Yeah, I love
absolutely. No, I love it. I love the website, and you know the mission behind it's great. So when you say you grew up on 70s rock and roll, or that's what you were bringing it back to, were there any influences from the 70s rock and roll era that inspire you?
Yeah. So Kiss is one of our biggest inspirations. I remember like a lot of the choreography that we got from doing New Year's Day. We would watch old like 1970s Kiss videos, and once they would start doing stuff in sync, you're like, okay, how can we do something like this, but you know, more updated and make it towards us? And of course, a lot of it has to do with headbangs, but like you watch how a band like Kiss, especially in that time when you know you think about like the 70s, what the mainstream was, and then Kiss comes out with like this show, you know, like the music doesn't sound exactly like it does on the albums. They add like these interludes and stuff.
Right.
All that stuff like blew my mind. I was like, this kind of rock and roll needs to come back in. When I joined New Year's Day, it was like slow pushes, like how can we incorporate more of these aesthetics into New Year's Day?
Yeah, and I've seen you guys live a few times actually, and now that you say that, you definitely have a great stage performance. And like, yeah. So,
like, I was never like the biggest or the best guitar player, so it's almost like how can I be remembered? I'm like, well, let me just try to break my legs on stage.
Yeah, so perfect. People will remember that.
So you talked about like the choreographing and kind of trying to update the steps from like Kiss. How long does that take as far as like a practice before you go out on tour? How often would you guys practice like your stage show?
Very often. Like I remember when we started coming up with these ideas, like we were being there for like hours every day, and like we would like go over the same part over and over, and Ash would have to stand and watch us be like, okay, are our heads like all banging at the same time? Are we all doing this move? And then you know you really just start locking it in, and like anything just to make the live show more amazing. That's what counts.
Oh, absolutely. Because
you know, like when you grow up and you start getting into rock and roll, you start like looking at all like the legends and like that one show. You know, you think of Jim Morrison at the Whiskey. You know, you think of like you know, Kiss with Ace Frehley, so like any like these one legendary shows. And I've always just wanted to incorporate that into every show we play. That way everybody gets like, did you just see what the fuck they did? Whether they like us or not, they're gonna remember us. And that's all that's all I wanted.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. So tell us what your go-to guitar is to play, and I'm sure you're sponsored, so if you have to say you're a sponsored guitar, I understand. But
I think they only said I have to show pictures online. But since I'm a very like classic person, I love vintage shit, classic. Although it's not a vintage guitar, but
I'm excited.
It's like Gretsch Electromatic Acoustic, so it's like this like jazzy looking guitar.
Oh yeah, that's beautiful.
And so like Gretches are just like my jam. If they made 7 strings, I would say I'm Mr. Schechter, but
yeah, she's beautiful.
Yeah. So that's been my go-to. Like I don't really have any gear at the house, so it's just been all acoustic jams. So I'm about to start like Dave Matthews band, but it'll be like Dave Miserable's band.
Hey, do it up. Start it up. Let's do some live streams and get it going.
Yeah, might as well. Screw it.
What else you got there, Christina?
So when you're kind of just jamming by yourself, do you have a certain tune, like pedals? That guitar, like I feel like I can hear what it sounds like. Do you have a certain tone you like to play with when you just
not really, because like I'm pretty much just acoustic and clean. I could hear it the way it is, and usually when I'm home, I mainly practice on acoustics, just because like those strings are a lot stronger, and so I'm always trying to like just do it the hardest way possible. But like when I'm home, I try to play like a lot of like different music that I wouldn't be playing live. So I try to learn like old jazzy stuff, like rockabilly stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
What else? Like anything like T-Rexy, or like looking at it like it's going to answer me back. Like what else?
It might.
What do we country licks and stuff like that. Anything to try to expand, because who knows what you can use and put it anywhere in new tunes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, 100%. So what's your most memorable moment from being on tour since you started with New Year's Day?
I kind of want to go with this because you guys were just talking about this, but we actually got to visit the Amityville house one time. We played this venue not too far away from there, and we got to go see it. And it's so crazy because you're so used to seeing it like in the movies, but it's in this, just like the neighbors are like right next to them, like.
Right.
And then you think about like the actual history, like he went in and shot a shotgun, but nobody heard a sound. And it makes it even more creepier once you're there, because you're like, but the house is right there. Like, how loud a shotgun is.
Yeah.
Right.
That's so cool. So now, did you watch both movies before going to this? Like, did you see the 1979 and the 2005?
I love those movies. And that was like the first movie I think that Ryan Reynolds did where he was like a serious role, where he wasn't goofy. And like,
that's so cool.
I thought he did such a great job. It was such a cool remake. And as much as like I want to be like, let's get more original movies, it's still super fun to see these remakes.
What was it like going in? I have to ask now.
Were you able to go there? Yeah. Because it was like, we're on tour. It's just drive by somebody's house and
there
it is.
But even still, just seeing it in its presence and looking at it and just like you said, knowing the history, like talking about it, it's giving me goosebumps, and I'm like,
I know, me too.
I'm telling you, I want to be pen pals and just write to that person.
Like 4 or 5, and then they had to remake the first one about your ass.
Right.
We need to go on a road trip.
That is cool.
But it's super cool, and it's really awesome to see. But since we're going to go with tour memories, and then with this movie that just came out, the last tour we actually got to do was actually in February. We were doing our UK European run, and we were in Scotland. And Ash was like, "Hey, I'm going to get an Uber. We're going to go to it's Necropolis, which is like this huge, like gorgeous cemetery in Scotland, super old." And we go there, and everything's blocked off, and we're like, "What?" So we get out, we go see. They're filming Batman right there. That's like that's where the Waynes are buried. And like I got pictures of like the Bat Cycle and stuff like that.
That's dope.
No shit, like they're all right here.
Nikki goes to all the cool places on tour.
I know, damn.
Yeah. That's why I'm going out of my head. I'm like, okay, I've been in the same state for too long now.
Oh, I bet. What is like one of your favorite places you've ever been on tour? Because obviously you've traveled
Yeah.
Europe.
In America, like my family's from South Louisiana, so every time we get to go to New Orleans, not only for the family and the delicious food, but I love it there. Just the whole vampire atmosphere.
That's actually like top on my bucket list places to go. New
It's
Orleans.
such a rad spot. Any place where I can walk down the street having my drink, that's
vampires.
Thumbs up. Yeah. I'm about
That's
that.
awesome.
But like outside of US, like, or even going US, like, I love going East Coast. You guys have the coolest cemeteries over there. Everything starts getting a lot cooler, older. The structures are way more awesome. Architecture is just gorgeous over there. And then like places like Germany, anywhere outside of California, like I just love going.
That's fair. I'd probably say the same thing about anywhere but Massachusetts. Totally get that.
It's such a wide world, and there's so many cool spots, and there's so many fun places to find that you're like, I don't know, like seedy little dive bars are some of the coolest places to go to in like small ass towns, especially looking the way like that we do, and especially did back in the day with all the makeup and like, you know, tights and leggings and all that,
right,
which was even more fun to walk into these places at the time. But it's a big crazy wild world out there, and like I love exploring it.
Yes, I also enjoy that.
All right, so I have two fun questions now.
Oh, bring it on.
And we asked these actually last night. So one, do you believe in vampires? And if you were a vampire, what would be your favorite ability or a power that you have?
Oh, yes, I definitely believe in vampires because a lot of people suck out there. And two,
well played, my friend.
It might be like the super speed, like in the beginning of Interview with a Vampire. It's like, oh, should I turn light? That's kind of sick. You know, especially like watch. I'm a huge comic book movie nerd and comic book nerd, and just like the way they do like slow motion stuff. Like if someone's like way too fast, or like the Flash, you know, where they can just grab something.
Exactly.
That might be pretty cool. Yeah.
So growing up, did you always want to be into music, or if you weren't a guitarist, what would Nikki Misery be doing right now?
It's funny. Back in the day, I used to be. Well, actually, I'll just go with this. Yes, I've always wanted to be in music. Like I said, like my mom's from South Louisiana, my dad's from Columbia. And when I used to go visit family in Louisiana, when we go down to New Orleans, they'd always have like these makeshift jazz bands that would just start on the street corner. And, you know, they'd be playing with like trash cans, maybe a trumpet, someone have a guitar. And I thought that was the coolest thing. Like, that's so rad. Like, I want to do that. And then, you know, living in Southern California, we go down to Mexico a bunch. And then they have like the mariachis and they come play their songs. And my dad would kind of translate because I didn't understand it too much. And he would tell me about these songs, like, yeah, the song right here, this guy's singing, it's about like this heartbreak. This girl broke his heart. Now he doesn't live anymore. He just walks. I'm like, wow, that's all he does all day. And like, you know, he's talking about like songs like The Revolution and stuff like that. And I'm like, and I thought that was the coolest thing. Like they look like the coolest people with these rad pants and suits, and all they have is they're armed with their guitar, and like that's their voice and message. And since I was super young, I've always been like almost like entranced by it.
Right.
That's
awesome.
This spell.
Excellent. Yeah.
That and the movie La Bamba. I mean, if you don't want to play music after that, then I don't know it.
True. Good movie.
That was a great movie.
Love that movie.
Sad. It used to make me cry back in the day. Like Sleepwalk still breaks my heart a bit, but I mean, and that's the same thing too. It's like if music can make you feel something and like change your emotion even for a minute. I thought that was like, it was like modern day magic in a sense.
Well, absolutely. And we've had this conversation with a couple of our guests on there. You know, we ask what the meaning behind some songs are, but really it's what you make of the song.
Exactly.
Right? So it's like you could be the meaning of your song could be completely different from Ashley to me, but it could change the way we perceive something or the way we feel.
Exactly.
So,
as long as it gets you in some kind of emotion, like we did our job. As long as you feel something.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. So I have like a kind of an odd question, I guess. I don't know. But can you explain the band name to us? Like why New Year's Day?
Yeah, I always have fun explaining this too.
Okay,
because
some people are weird about that one.
Yeah, and it's weird because like I honestly never give an honest answer. So it's almost like the joke. I always give like a different story every time.
Perfect.
But the real reason why, because like they started, like the band was New Year's Day before I joined, and it was supposed to be for new beginnings, which is what it meant. And that was the first name that nobody hated, and that's what they went with. And it's funny because before we released Victim to Villain, we almost changed the name to Off With Their Head.
Interesting. Okay.
Okay.
Almost just a step away from like the earlier pop punk stuff that New Year's Day was, and to go more into like this darker, heavier sense. But we're like, dude, just probably like bands evolve, people evolve. You're not gonna be the same person all the time. Like, still, we just end up keeping it.
That's awesome.
When it comes to the writing process, how do you guys keep the new material flowing? Is it, Ash writing lyrics and you guys writing music to it? Or are you writing music before Ash does lyrics, or how does that all come together?
It's always once we're ready, Ash is like, okay guys, we're gonna start writing. Like Austin and I will send her either riffs, full songs, things that we have. Frankie's just getting like his studio set up, so he's working on that. But it may go with like Ash will have this vision of an idea of a sound she wants, and we'll start working off of that. But it's really almost any way possible. Like they had a riff that like Austin just he sent us a song one time, and we just found like one riff out of it that was so cool, and now we're working like entire song out of one riff. Plenty of songs were written of just Ash going like, these are the lyrics, and then just bouncing ideas. And what's always cool is like everything sounds so much different from the end rather than like the beginning, to see that evolution of these ideas, I guess.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. Sounds like a solid like team effort, which is very cool.
We try.
Yeah.
But if they disagree with me, then they're wrong.
What's your favorite thing when you're on stage? Like when you're out there playing, what's your favorite thing to either feel or just look out to?
God, there's so much. And this is not going to be in a bad way at all. But it happened actually in Massachusetts. We were playing Worcester at
the Palladium.
The Palladium.
And I don't think we were headlining that one, but it was an amazing show there. And like we did our cover of Pantera, and like Ash was like, dude, fuck it, I want everybody up on the stage. And I just saw like people just coming up, and they were like falling over. It was like the mad chaos, and not to like impede on anybody getting hurt, but just to see that madness in music. And like there's even a video of it on stage where like I even look back, I'm like, did you just do that? And but just like that energy, that madness, that insanity. I mean, to me, that's what rock and roll is. And just to be able to see that madness, it gives me life. It's funny because like on stage, no matter what, like I go up on stage angry just so I could, explode with this energy.
Oh, of course.
And if people are into it, like I get more mad. I'm like, yeah, you're wrong. And then if they're not into it, I get even more pissed off, and I try to like do even more crazier stuff. So yeah, it's all fun. Like either way.
That's great.
So when you see a wave of people at the Palladium rushing the stage, are you looking over at your security and your stage crew going, what do I do? Like, do I run off, or do I just let them come on and let's go?
No. I'm all about. Dude, come on. Get up.
Let's go.
But it was funny. They had one show we played. I remember where like security, they weren't actually ready for this kind of show. And I don't think they expected this many like crowd surfers. And they only had one poor security guard trying to like help people down. And again, like I don't think they were well prepared, because one person came over and he put their hands up. I remember like throwing my guitar on the ground, and I went down and I was helping people while like
oh damn.
Wow. And I was like, fuck it. Then I came and jumped in crowd surf too. So, I mean,
that's awesome.
I always love to see, the bands or the hip hop artists, and they interact, and they get more into the show when things like that happen.
Oh, and it's so much more fun too. And it makes it so much more memorable.
I mean, to your point, you're getting out there, you're crowd surfing, you're in the crowd. And I just think that's so cool when artists do that. And
Yeah, it's
involve themselves more with their fans because we all
feeling the energy from us fans.
That's it.
Oh,
It's-
God, absolutely. Like I'll crowd surf like into a pit, and I'm like, no, keep it going.
Let's go.
Don't hurt him. I'm like, "Ugh, I feel
Let's
nothing."
go. That's very cool. So share with us your favorite tour snack. And like
favorite tour snack.
Yeah.
Like
what has a little weird here.
Like what has to be on the bus for Nikki Misery to eat?
Yes.
Probably like, as Baby Yoda would say, chicken tendies.
all right. Dig that.
Like, and you could change the flavor. You want them regular? That's fine. You want some buffalo? Get that buffalo sauce. You want some barbecue? Get a little barbecue. Some mustard? Go a little plain.
You get some shapes in there, some dino nugs.
Oh,
Switch it all up.
There's a line.
Right there.
Get all types of crazy.
Yeah, they got a couple of vegans there, so like we eat a lot of the Morningstar stuff, but they're just
Morningstar is good.
Yeah, Morningstar is good.
Yeah, you can't even tell that it's the meatless stuff for the vegans. It's actually pretty good. I like it too.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad.
It's not bad. It ain't no dino nugs, but it's not bad.
Good with me. I mean, I'm a sauce man. That's my main thing. As long as the sauce is there, I'm game.
Love it.
It could be made out of grass, chicken, wood, no matter.
Just add a little sauce and it's good.
Yeah. Got a little spice in there.
Oh yeah, spicy.
So who's on your bucket list that you'd like to tour with?
Definitely Rob Zombie would be fucking rad.
Oh yeah.
I'd like to tour with Manson again because that was just absolutely surreal.
I bet.
And insane, and I loved every moment of it. But to be honest, like, oh, hell yeah! And if I can go with like Tuck Smith and the Restless Hearts and Wild Side for actual like, smaller bands, that would be rad. Rambler. Anybody who wants to rock, it doesn't really matter to me.
Hell yeah, cool.
Let's play some kick-ass shows.
Absolutely. Christina, what's on your question list up there?
So for students that are in the Musicians Institute, what would be the best advice you would give to them right now?
Don't give up. Don't give up. I remember when I was there, like the first week, a lot of people there, they were like born guitar players, had a guitar since they were kids. So whenever they start doing like, your first curriculums, you're like, oh, I'm too good for this. And they would quit. But like, there's so much more than just like the learning. It's the networking, all the people around you. Like one of my best friends who I went to school with there, he went back into the music business program, started working under Doc McGee, and then was Kiss's stage manager, then became Nikki Sixx's bass tech. And now he's doing pyro for Avenged Sevenfold and Rammstein. So it's like, honestly, don't give up, work your ass off, network, take advantage of everything there. It's like, don't be shy. If someone says no, that's it. There's a million other people there that you may click with, or they may like your personality, your drive, your style, but don't give up. Because people's own, like, I don't even know. I'm not other people, so I can't say for them. But I just watch so many people get too into their head about it. I'm like, focus on you and like what you want to do,
Oh, absolutely.
So when I'm gonna bring it back a little bit more to the writing aspect. You mentioned getting in your head. When you get into your own head in your writing, you have writer's block. What are some of the things that you do that someone else can maybe take from and to clear their head to get back on track?
Personally, before we started writing with writers, it would be take a day, go out, go into the city, town, wherever, like explore, kind of get like some life experiences. Who knows, we'll sit there and talk about shit, laugh, have a good time. And then for some reason, sometimes like doing that where you're not focused on like the stress and the pressure, it bring out some cool ideas. Sometimes you get some cool ideas, sometimes you get nothing, but I mean, never hurts to try. But now that we're working with these really awesome songwriters, it's funny because most people think they go like, here's a song, this is what you guys get to play. It's like, no, they're actually like, they're pretty much like opening up our heads and like digging in deep for us. And like, we're the ones putting this stuff out. Like these riffs are coming from us. We're just getting like this almost like kick in the head. Like, they'll talk to you like these emotions, feelings and stuff like that. You like sit there and listen. You I don't know, you start feeling it. You become this different person, this different entity. and then eventually like it starts like seeping out of you.
That's really cool.
That's
I
good.
definitely didn't know that. That's
And
very
it's so weird
cool.
because like when I'm listening to myself describe, it's like, wow, I really listened to the Doors a lot when I was younger. I was really getting.
Yeah, that's very cool. Love that.
Absolutely, yeah.
So we have a question that we always like to ask all of our guests, actually. But I haven't asked it in a
We haven't
while.
asked it in a while. Go for it.
All right. So if you could have dinner with any person, dead or alive, and any artist, dead or alive, in the entire world, who would it be and why?
Ooh, God, there's so many. I would love
Right.
to sit down with Bill Hicks. It was like a very like social political comedian. JFK Jr. would be very interesting with all this Q stuff going on. I would just sit there, love to pick his brain about everything.
Right.
And who else seems like I'm not? Fucking Lemmy. Why not?
Yeah. Lemmy.
Oh, hell yeah.
Lemmy.
Well, exactly. Why not?
And I'll get some Hank Williams in there, just for old number 3.
Absolutely. Christina, you got anything else before we let Nikki go back to his Sunday evening?
Yeah. As a child growing up, were you ever like inspired or brought like hanging out with somebody else and they're like, hey, you gotta listen to this person, and did that like bring you to who you are today? What was your like childhood go-to?
Like my childhood go-to band that I listened to.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when I was growing up, it was growing up in Southern California, and by the time I started to kind of like get to the age where you start listening to music, and like there's a whole nother scene out there. That's when like the 90s punk and ska wave really started to explode, with like No Doubt, Real Big Fish down here. So I got into like the punk scene down here, and Operation Ivy. Well, like the first music video I ever saw was Rancid's Nihilism, and Tim Armstrong with his Liberty Spike mohawk. I was like, I've never seen this before. So I got into Rancid, and I got into Operation Ivy, and Operation Ivy became like one of my favorite bands. I used to play bass at the time then, and the way Matt Freeman plays bass was just so insane, so extravagant, so cool. But it was so much fun because I remember being younger and we would go to like record stores. I would just like, just look up punk section and be like, I've seen this on people's patches before, and I would just buy an album. Or you just go to punk shows and you like start looking at patches on people's jackets and clothes. Like, all right, who the fuck's that? That looks cool. Like, I'll go find that.
Oh yeah, that's rad.
Operation Ivy is one of my favorite bands because I love like you can still dance to it. It wasn't actually just screaming and yelling as much as I like that too, but I like being able to shake my hips at the same time.
Totally get that.
100%.
I know that's a lot bunched up into one answer, but hopefully.
No, that's perfect.
Great answer.
That's a great answer. You got anything else before we?
Yeah, actually, I'm curious as to actually how you and New Year's Day, because I know you had come into them, how you guys all met and became what you are now.
All right, so again, like I used to play in Stitched Up Heart. Yeah, I remember I was actually living with Mixie at the time.
Oh, cool.
Oh, I can't hear him.
I can't either.
Oh no! Okay, so
Oh,
like
fun.
honestly, Ash, you just called me right now. I'm like, decline.
Oh.
Shit. What was the question again?
You were living with Mixie.
Oh yeah.
And how you guys came together for?
So I was living with Mixie, and at this time I was working 2 jobs, and so already one job is sometimes too much as it is. So working 2 jobs, I got home like super late at night. And they're like, hey, we're going to Bar Sinister. Century Media is doing like this party there. We want to get some FaceTime. And I did not want to go. I'm like, I'm fucking tired. I don't want to network, talk to people. Excuse me. And so anyway, she talked me into it. I'm like, fine, but I'm not dressing up. So in a sense, like I dressed up like the 70s nerd, like in this pinstripe suit kind of something.
Fuck yeah.
like Dumb and Dumber, but pinstripe. And I had this big ruffled shirt. This giant red striped bow tie. Of course, my face all made up, and my hair is like combed super flat down. And I had these huge, like, thick glasses with like the lens popped out. So just extra nerdy. I'm like, I'm not trying to impress nobody here. And so we got there, and I get a drink, and I'm like, looking around, like hating life, as most people in LA do when they go out. And I remember, like, I'm looking out into this one area, and all of a sudden, this girl in a white dress, like, just seeps out, and she points, and she comes up to me like this. She's like, "You look like someone I need to know." I was like, "Okay, hi, I'm Nikki," and this girl in this pure white dress at Bar Sinister, where everybody's super gothy, if you're not wearing black, usually they kick you out or something like that. But she comes in this white dress. I'm like, "Hi, I'm Nikki," and she's like, "Oh, I'm Ash," and that's how I met Ash. She's like, "Oh, I play in this band New Year's Day." I was like, "So like the holiday, like I've never heard of it before." That's how I met them. And since they were kind of already with the Hollywood Waste Century Media label, since our band at the time was trying to get on that label, we used to go see each other's shows. So once they saw me on stage, I remember hearing a story that Ash was like one of the label people was like, "You guys need to get him for your band." And I don't know why I sounded like Trump right there, but you need to get him. But eventually they did. And
that's cool. Good for you. Hell yeah.
So it's been a good run since.
So when you bumped into Ash, were you looking to leave Stitched Apart? How did that transition?
No. It was just like, once you start, like we were on there, like we kind of developed a relationship with the band. We were in their music video for Two in the Chest one they had. You'll see all of who was in Stitched Apart at the time in that video. And so like getting to know that band more, I was like, this is kind of more what I want to do. Like that Mechanical Heart EP was like a little concept album, and I loved the concept, the horror aspects, the darker vibe. It was just more of my fit.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
So it was an easy transition.
So is there still good communication, good vibes between you and Mixie and Stitched Apart today?
We actually it was really cool because we actually got to do the first part of the Hailstorm in This Moment tour together. And we tried to get them on with our last headliner, but a lot of things with scheduling.
Right.
Last minute came up, and that sucked. But yeah, they're great peeps.
Absolutely.
That's cool. Very cool.
The music industry is like.
Ash is calling again.
She's like, somebody's talking about me.
He's like,
Uh-oh.
Come on.
Come on back.
Come on back.
Can you hear me at least?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, it was totally Ash again too.
No worries. Before we let you go, and you can return Ash's phone call before she fires you. Are there any shout outs, any plugs you want to do before we let you go?
Shit, man. Not really. As much as I want to plug, like, Stay Miserable Club, like, keep up with everybody you guys like, man. Whatever y'all want, do it up.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Solid
I'm not
advice.
into advertising.
No, fair enough.
Love it.
Nikki,
like I always say, News Day will speak for itself. Come to the show.
absolutely. Well,
yeah.
Thank you for hanging with us tonight and letting us in on the New Year's Day camp and what's going on there and what's going on with you and staymiserable.com. We wish you all the best in this COVID world that we're in.
Yes, but we can't wait to see you and work with you in the future.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I could see you guys one last time right now, but we'll get it in the real world, which is probably a lot cooler. But again, thank you guys for having me back again. Really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, thank you, Nikki, and we will chat soon, hopefully, and tell Ash we all said hello as well.
Yes,
absolutely, man.
All right, thank you.
Thank y'all.
Thank you. All right, that was awesome. That was Nikki Misery from New Year's Day.
Being interrupted twice by Ash.
I know.
That's
so
kind of cool.
Funny, right?
Oh,
business calls.
And when there's business to be had, it's any time of day.
Make sure you guys hop on Hell Entertainment Facebook to put your movie suggestions in for us to watch so we can have something fun to talk about next week.
When you guys do it and you're putting in a movie, let us know if it's the original, the remake, if it's 1, 2, or 3.
Yes.
The director of it.
Just don't say Friday the 13th. Who are we going with? Are we going with Kane Hodder as Jason? Are we going with Derek Mears?
Right. But do say.
But do
so
say which.
On Wednesday is when we'll pick the next one. I'll do a shout out tomorrow, reminder, get your brain juices going. And then Wednesday is when we'll pick the next one.
Yes. So please hop on, join us for that.
Please like, share, subscribe to Hellfire Radio's Facebook, Hellfire Radio's Instagram, which you can catch Ashley and myself later on tonight about 9:20 for the Sinner Sunday recap. And also, I did not mention, Tuesdays at 11:30 a.m. on the Live 365 app, you will catch Sinner Sunday's Rewind.
Whoop.
So if you missed tonight's show, if you're at work, you can catch us on Tuesday. Audio only on the Live 365 app. You can take it with you right on your phone. Put it in your pocket.
Right here.
Put some earbuds in while you're at work. And rock out. Hellfireradio.com.
That's Live 365. It looks like this.
Search Hellfire Radio. We'll be up there. We'll be back next week with a brand new guest and a brand new Demon of the Month.
Yes, we will.
Yes.
So make sure you be ready for that.
And on that note, everybody, we will see you all next Sunday. Enjoy the week. Be safe. And we'll talk with you soon.
Bye.
Below average talent, above average music. The Asylum Mornings on Hellfire Radio.
Hey, what's up, man? I think it's pretty obvious right about now who you're looking at, but I'll tell you anyhow. I'm Shaggy Too Dope, the Southwest Strangler.
And I'm Violent J, the Duke of the Wicked.
And together we happen to be the Insane Clown Posse. And right about now, it's time to get a big fat shout out to Hell's Entertainment. They're a media outlet for all touring artists.
They offer videography, design work, photography, motherfucking freshology. Are you a touring artist? Do you get out there and grind? Or are you a boring artist? Do you sit home and whine? Because if you're a worker, hook up with Hell's Entertainment.
That's right, Hell's Entertainment. You can reach them at www.hellentertainment.com.
And if you're not done with that, go to hell.